No? Okay. There you go. Hello guys again. I wanted to do a little progress update of what I've been doing with the Castletown / Temple of Time project. I know I kind of like showed me building the Temple of Time, but I've done more, and then I like randomly realized, oh yeah, I probably could have been videoing some of this, but now I've built it, so I guess I'm going to show you. There's still a lot to do, mostly interiors on Castletown, because I've been putting that off till last for whatever reason, but I thought I'd show you guys. So yeah, after I sleep, because it's sleep time. Let me sleep. Sun is low enough, please. There you go. Okay. So, I don't even remember if I had wings whenever I don't think I did, because I kept jumping off Castletown. Not Castletown, the one place whenever I was building the temple. Well, first thing you'll notice is this I just finished today. I've been doing music to go along with the areas. I wanted to do the Castletown theme. I couldn't find a good tutorial on that. I believe this one was done by Bestest Grammar. I did 2 sets, so they're kind of off sync, but this song does good around anyways. I tried making them in sync, but that kept burning out the circuitry, and I didn't know enough about redstone to make it be anything else, but I did add this lovely atmosphere so that and I did 2 specifically so it reached to every edge of the area, but not into the areas that I don't want it to. So up front here, it doubles over the most in the middle. You can hear that, and I purposely delayed it so that the double over wouldn't be as weird. It was a lot weirder before. And then the further you get from town, the quieter it gets until you get to about here, where you're supposed to be leaving, and then the music goes. It also does something very similar over here. And you can still kind of faintly hear it, but this area you're not really supposed to hear, because you have to hear the Song of Time. And I don't remember, did I show you guys? I did do the Song of Time for this, so door opens, Song of Time. I'm trying to armor stand this. I'm not good at armor stands, but I want this sword to be in here. And the door opens when that song plays. So just little things like that. Now the big thing, and I think I've shown you most of the Castletown, still working on interiors and stuff. Like, I think I have some of the Happy Mask done. I'm supposed to put a dragon head up right there, but this is our for now Happy Mask salesman. And I think I've shown you guys the little shop I made. But the rest of these buildings have no interiors, they just have villagers wandering around. But then I built Hyrule Castle, and I actually completely took serious creative liberties with how this castle's gonna go, because you're supposed to get in the same way you get in a Hyrule Castle in the game, where you climb the ferns. And then there's a stable over there. I'm gonna add a lot of more stuff to give more life to this courtyard area where the guards are hanging out. But you're supposed to get in via this, where you swim, and then there's this lovely spout out, and you're supposed to swim into it. But I, for the life of me, can't swim. My friend who can swim in Minecraft way easier than me has managed to get through. I have yet to manage to get through, but you can get through. And that's what matters. Maybe if I go into fly mode? Oh, yeah. There you go. First time getting through. And voila, just like in the game. Then also there's bushes to hide behind. Yeah, bushes to hide behind. And then you just walk through into the courtyard area. And I made a mistake and I put the throne room in a completely different place. The way that you get to peek at the throne room is in a really dumb way because I made a mistake and I don't care to fix it by building your entire castle. Endermen keep leaving blocks all over my place. It's kind of annoying. Like every 5 seconds I find another block. But here's the inside. And I made the Triforce. There's another one up there. There's 2 blocks. Why? And the light levels in here are bright enough that most things can't spawn, but Endermen still do kind of randomly drop blocks. And as you can see, there's this lovely balcony, which is not a safety hazard at all. And the balcony just kind of is right here. You go upstairs. And there's like a lot of maze-like passageways to each room. Each room has multiple entrances that you can use to access it, specifically so that it feels more castle-y and maze-like. My main workshop area is actually through these 2 doors where I've been doing everything. And this is my main storage room. But here is where kind of like I have a little kitchen set up because it's right next to where the dining room is. That's also not supposed to be there. And here's the little kitchen. It's very small. This hall here goes towards the servants' quarters. I'll look at those later. And this is the dining room area / ballroom. And I spent way too long decorating this. As you can tell, it's very recently decorated because in the nick of time, all these new copper things came out, and I just had to experiment with them. So by recently decorated, I mean it was like in the past 2 weeks, right before Christmas, kind of recently decorated. And then I have this area, which is meant to be kind of like a musician spot. So musicians are supposed to sit here, and then I have all these different music discs I've been collecting. I would like to get them all. And also, I have It's a lullaby. I would have to look at who made that one. Who made this tutorial? Track King 25. It's kind of a long tutorial, but it was fun. And I think I messed it up, but I think it's pretty cool. So you can dance to Minecraft songs, or you can dance to the traditional Zelda's lullaby. Yeah, so I had plates, and the plates were lagging everything because they were, item frames. But if you go through this door, that leads just right back out to throne room. There's my room there. This is one of the walkways. There's a huge walkway that wraps around the castle. And I need to decorate the inside of these barricade areas. They're not been decorated. And like an area you can look out over. This walkway has a little bit going on in it, more storage area, kind of a space for all your storage needs. That's the way it just came from. And then you keep walking around, and this door right here leads to the king's chamber. So he has a little study down here. I actually put a journal in here of lore from the game. This took forever. Yeah. Actually, Actually, I should go back to Beta 1. So the King's Journal. And up here I made this really grand bed space. And you can actually climb up here for a little rooftop garden area that I have yet to finish decorating. With a tool shed that I have yet to finish putting tools in, aka storage, more storage, because you always need storage when you decide to build a castle. But these doors here go right into the dining hall. So this is the other side of the dining hall. And these doors up here go up into the throne room. So here's the balcony of the throne room. So now we're back in the throne room again. Once more, like I said, it's a bit of a maze on purpose. We're gonna go down here. The servants' quarters are not down here. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the way to the portal. So fun fact about this castle is, one, here's the portal, and two, if you go down here, this would be the dungeon of the castle area. And I purposely oriented everything the way I did, specifically because right down here, I had found if we get down there, trial chamber, which I have just activated. Congrats. So the dungeon of this castle is actually a trial chamber from Minecraft. Up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs. There are some other songs I wanted to do in this game, like the actual Castletown theme, which I obviously couldn't do. And because I don't know how to make my own note block songs. And what was the other one? I don't know. We're gonna go down to the servants area though, because I kind of showed you that the door there earlier. So the servants area is actually the bottom half of the walkway, and you can actually see the spout that you used to get through the thing right there. The bottom half of the walkway is has a staircase that leads down into servants areas. So there's two halves in servants areas. There's this half, which is where the servants are, and this half, which is like the armory. And the armory is pretty standard. There's a little room with weapons, a little dining hall for the soldiers, and a barracks. And the idea is that soldiers rotate who's staying on duty any given week, and then other days they're at home in Castletown. So they live in Castletown and they live in the castle. The maids are more permanent residents, so they have a bigger table, a little bit more room to eat, and then they have a little recreation/powder room. And then they each get their own little permanent bedroom with our places like that. Each of these is like carefully decorated. You can kind of see what the plates were starting to like things. They have a lot of entities in random places, like these paintings and these banners. And this one I imagine would be Empa's room because it's the biggest. I would like to make it a journal for Impa too. But I also imagine Impa would want to stay closer to Zelda, so I might not put that there. Which then begs the question, where does Zelda stay? In Breath of the Wild, she has a little tower outside of her bedroom. I kind of just made a tower permanently into her bedroom. And the tower goes down into the library. And we actually get to the library through the servants' entrance. I don't know why there's a pig in here. So here's the top of one of the towers. And then right here is the library. And I do think that I might put Oh my gosh. I might put another journal in here. I don't know whose journal, but somebody's. And then this area goes straight up into Zelda's tower. And this is the biggest tower. And the way you get there, and if you look here, this is how you get up to Zelda's tower. And the king's bedroom is right there. I'm gonna sleep up here. Here's Zelda's room. It's smaller than the king's, but she has a grand bedroom, kind of like her father does, and some storage, some books. But then she has a ladder going up into her study. And here, I think this is Zelda's journal. Yeah. So there's Zelda's journal with more lore from Ocarina of Time. And here's her little desk. And because she's a bit of a mage, / sorceress, / whatever the heck you would consider Zelda to be, I give her like a brewing stand, lots of books. She's 10 in this game, so she does a little bit. She's still learning. But she likes the library, so she has a personal entrance into the library. And I could correct myself if I'm wrong. I believe this is just another passage into the dining hall. And this area desperately needs decoration. This probably could be Impa's room, if I'm going to be honest. I forgot this was here. Things to think about. Because it's like right next to the king's place and Zelda's place. So she can get places faster. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. I didn't really dwell too long on anything, but I figured I might as well update on what I have been doing, since it occurred to me that I have not. These guys don't like the doors to close. They're cool, and I need more things wandering around this palace, but yeah. Yeah, and Castletown's just the same as it was. Except just now there's music. And I guess there's people living there now. And for some reason I decided to put a bunch of cake on the walls. Yeah. So, thanks for checking on the progress for this, even though I forgot to continue showing the progress for this.